again, spending beyond his means. They have a warrant out for his arrest. He's hoping you might help him.
Very well, sent him.
Thank you, Charles. It's good of you to see me.
Well, your family, Frederick. You know family's the most important thing to me.
I've had a turn in fortune, and my debts have overcome me, and I've nowhere else to turn.
I understand your predicament, Frederick. But you have to understand, I have my own mounting debts to attend to. I have a growing family, and I don't have enough money to take care of them all.
I understand, Charles. I should not have come to you with my financial troubles. I'll be leaving you to your work now.
Wait, Frederick, there is hope. I hope to have a book published. If I can get it published before Christmas, I'm sure our financial troubles will be over for the time being.
A book? Tell me about it, Charles.
Well, you know how I feel it's important for the poor to be given a chance to make a better life for themselves.
Yes, thank God there are people like you who care for the poor.
That's what my book is about. At first, I saw it as a pamphlet to stir people to do the right thing, to help their fellow wanderers on this earth.
But then you put it in book form. A good story to tell your point.
Yes! It's about an old miser. His name is Scrooge.
Sounds a bit like father, I would say. You think Scrooge is like me? Your father, John Dickens? You have wounded me. I may not have been easy when you were younger, but I became more patient and loving in my elder years.
Now, Frederick, father was a good man. He was just not as kind as we hope a father would be.
Thank you for that, Charles. My dear son. I did the best I could. Tell me the story, Charles.
Very well. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. There is no doubt whatsoever about that. Scrooge knew he was dead? Of course he did. Scrooge and he were partners for I don't know how many years. Scrooge never paid out old Marley's name, however. There it yet stood, years afterwards, above the warehouse door. Scrooge and Marley. Once upon a time, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. It was cold, bleak, biting, foggy weather. There were the orphan children who sang to include old Scrooge to was so trifling.
Charles. Please, continue.
The door of Scrooge's counting house was open, that he might keep his eye upon his clerk in a dismal little cell beyond. Scrooge had a very small fire, but the clerk's fire was so very much smaller that it looked like one coal. Wherefore the clerk tried to warm himself at the candle, in which effort, not being a man of a strong imagination, he failed.
Bob, a Merry Christmas to you.
Ah, Merry Christmas.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Ha! Fred, it's a humbug.
Christmas a humbug? You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do! Merry Christmas. What reason have you got to be merry? You're poor enough.
What reason have you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Again, I say humbug.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools? year older, but not an hour richer. If I could work my will, every simpleton who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Uncle,
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way, and let me keep it mine.
keep it, but you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone then. Much good may it do you. Much good it has ever done you.
I'm sure I've always thought of Christmas time as a charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know of when, in the long calendar of the year, when men and women seem to think of each other, especially the poor ones, as if they were fellow passengers to the grave. And therefore, although Uncle has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
Let me hear another sound from you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. You're quite a powerful speaker, nephew. I wonder why you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
No, thank you. I'd rather meet the devil than be with you and your wife.
But why? Why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Good afternoon.
Uncle!
Good afternoon.
Season's greetings to you, Mr. Cratchit.
And there's another one. My clerk was 15 shillings a week and a wife and a family talking about a Merry Christmas. You'll want all the day tomorrow, I suppose.
Well, if quite convenient, sir.
Well, it's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I were to stop half a crown for it, you'd think yourself ill-used, I'll be bound. And yet you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work!
But, sir, Christmas only comes once a year.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have all the day tomorrow. Then, Cratchit, I only have one thing to say. You were dismissed, sir. Your services are no longer required.
But, sir!
You heard me, man! Be gone with you!
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, sir.
Bah, humbug!
Well, Fred, did you have any luck with your dear old uncle?
I'm afraid not, Bess.
I'm so sorry, but we will still have a wonderful Christmas in spite of Uncle Ebenezer Scrooge.
I know, but I still wanted him to come. We could have such a bright future if he would let himself. My mother, his sister, talked of the love they had for each other. Now that she is gone, he is all I have left.
I know, Fred, and I know how much you loved your mother.
I'm afraid Christmas won't be so special this year, for I have little money to get you the things I would like.
Oh, Fred, don't make a fuss. I am so rich with memories of us, whenever I get down, I just think of that one song you used to sing to me, on Moonlight Fair.
Voices hum, crooning over moonlight bay. Banjos strum, tuning at the moonbeams play. All alone,
friend Beth sounds so much like you and Catherine. I feel the love between them.
Oh, you're a very good brother, Frederick.
Please continue, Charles. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, but he was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, was Scrooge. A squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner. Nobody ever stopped him in the street to say, with gladsome looks, "My dear Scrooge, how are you?" Rather, there were gentlemen, philanthropists, who expected Scrooge to help the poor.
We have no doubt his liberality is well presented by a surviving partner.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute who suffer greatly at this present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessities. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses are still in operation?
They are. Still, I wish I could say they were not.
The treadmill and poor law are in full vigor then?
Both. Very busy, sir.
Oh. I was afraid from what you said at first that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course. I'm very glad to hear it.
Under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind or body to the multitude, a few of us are endeavoring to raise the poor a fund to buy some meat and drink and meet the warmth.
We choose this time because it is a time of all others, when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoice. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Do you wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since that is what you asked me, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't make myself merry at Christmas, and I can't afford to make other people merry. I work to support the establishments I've mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there. Many would rather die.
Well, if they'd rather die, they had better do it and decrease the surplus population. Besides, excuse me, gentlemen, I don't know that.
But you might know it.
It's not my business. It's enough for a man to know his own business and not to interfere with others. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Your kind heart shows here your concern for the poor. You are the antithesis of Scrooge. I'm embarrassed that I came to ask you for money you do not currently own.
No reason for that, Frederick. I love my family, which means I love you. I only pray that I'll be able to help you in times of need.
Continue, brother. What happens to old Scrooge now?
Scrooge shook his melancholy dinner and went home to bed. He lived in a gloomy suite of rooms which had once belonged to his deceased partner. Now it is a fact that there was nothing at all particular about the knocker on the door of this house, except that it was very large. Also, that Scrooge had little of what is called fancy about him as any man in the city of London. And yet Scrooge, having his key in the lock of the door, saw in the knocker, not a knocker, but Marley's face. As Scrooge looked fixedly at this phenomenon, it was a knocker again. He said,
Pooh-pooh.
and closed the door with a sound like thunder. Quite satisfied, he closed his door and locked himself in, double-locked himself in, which was not his custom. Thus, secured against surprise, he sat down before the very low fire to take some gruel. As he threw his head back in the chair, his glance happened to rest upon a disused belt that hung in the roof, and communicated, for some purpose now forgotten, with a chamber in the highest story of the building. It began to swing. Soon it rang out loudly, and so did every bell in the house. This was succeeded by a clanking noise, as if some person were dragging a heavy chain over the casks in the wine merchant's cellar below. Through the heavy door, a specter passed into the room before his eyes. His body was transparent, so that Scrooge, looking through his waistcoat, could see the two buttons on his coat behind.
What is that I hear? It's humbug, just like my nephew. It's still humbug. Just like those gentlemen who want to take my hard-earned money. I won't believe it! I know him. Jacob Marley's ghost. What do you want from me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then?
In life, I was your friend, mentor, and partner, Jacob Marley.
Mercy! Dreadful apparition, why do you trouble me?
Man of worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do! I must! But why do spirits walk the earth, and why do they come to me?
It is required that everyone should walk among those they share the earth with. If they brought happiness unto others, they are blessed with eternal love. Those who did not are condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander through the world. Oh, woe is me! To witness what it cannot share, what might have shared and turns to happiness.
You were better. Tell me why.
Oh, dear friend, can you not see Ebenezer Scrooge? I bear the chain I forged in life. I made it, link by link, and yard by yard. I girded it on my own free will, and my own free will I bore it. Your chain is as long as well, Ebenezer. It was full, as heavy, and as long as the 7 Christmas Eve ago. You have labored on its ends, its ponderous chain.
Jacob! Tell me more, speak comfort to me!
I have none to give. I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere. My spirit never rode beyond our counting house. Mark me, my spirit never walked beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing home. And weary journeys lie before me.
7 years dead, and traveling all the time?
The whole time. No rest, no peace, incessant torture of remorse.
But you were always good at business. You taught me well.
Business. Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down, and never once raised them to the blessed star which led the wise into their poor abode, where the poor homes which like them conducted them? Hear me, my time is nearly gone.
I will! But don't be hard upon me, Jacob, and don't be flowery.
How is it that I appear before you in a shape that you can see? I may not tell. I have sat beside you invisible many a day. That is no light part of my penance. I am here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate.
You were always a good friend to me, Jacob. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Expect the first when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once and have it over quickly?
The second on the next hour, and the third when the last stroke of 3 has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more, and look that for your sake you remember what has passed between us.
Leave me alone!
You're giving me chills, Charles. Please, continue.
When Scrooge awoke, it was so dark, and the church clock told a deep, dull, hollow, melancholy one. Light flashed into the room upon the instant, and there by his resting chair was a strange figure, like an angel, yet not so like an angel as like a full-grown cherub. Its hair was red as fire, yet the face glowed and its hair sparkled in the set of a crown. It held a branch of fresh green holly in its hand, yet had its dress trimmed with gold shivers. But the strangest thing about it was that from the crown of its head there sprung a bright, clear jet of light, by which all this was visible.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past. Rise and walk with me. You look as trembling. What is that upon your cheek? You recollect the way?
Remember it? I could walk it blindfolded.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years then. Let us go on. These are the shadows of the things that happened. They have no recollection of us.
I wish, but it is too late.
What's the matter?
Nothing. There were several children singing a Christmas carol at my door last night. I should like to give them something, that's all.
The school is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
I know it.
Where are we, Father?
We are at school.
Thank you for heeding my pleas, Grandfather. You do care.
Yes. I'm sorry I could not have been the father that you and Ebenezer deserved, but I'm finding my own demons. But go. Go and get your brother and bring him home for Christmas. Go and bring him.
Thank you, Father. Brother, I've come to bring him home, dear brother, to bring him home. Home. Home.
Good little thing?
Yes. Father is so much kinder than he used to be. Spoke so sweetly to me one night. I was not afraid to ask him once more if he might come home. And he said, yes, you shall, and sent me in a coach to bring you. You're to be a man and never come back here again. But first, we're to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time. Say it with me, dear brother. Going home.
It's the darkness, the sky,
sure, bless me, yes.
Yo-ho there, my boys. No more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas, Ebenezer. Before a man can say Jack Robinson, let's make ready for our guest. Cheer up, Ebenezer.
Mr. Presley, are we ready to celebrate?
Yes, my dear. Come, my friends. Come to the party. A toast to the best workers and their best friend a man could have.
Hear, hear. A small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Why, is it not? He has spent but a few pounds for mortal money, 3 or 4, perhaps. Is there so much that he deserves this praise?
It isn't that. It isn't that, Spirit. He has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil, to say that his power lies in words and looks, things so slight and insignificant. What then? The happiness he gives is as great as if it cost a fortune.
What's the matter?
Nothing particular.
Something, I think.
No. No. I would like to say something to my clerks just now, that's all.
Scrooge, do you recognize that woman?
It is Belle.
Oh, Belle, my love.
Albert, you've made me so happy these last few months.
You haven't had any, Belle?
Oh, so very much. sings, bells ring, preacher, you are good forevermore. Act two, all through, every night the same encore. By the light of the silvery flute, I want to spoon to make honey out blue notes keep a shining in June.
Your silver dreams will bring long streams, will be cuddling soon by the silvery moon. His father to do that. Mr. Fezzik is a generous man, but I'm not so sure he'd be so generous with his daughter to one of his mere workers.
Oh, Ab, don't you know Father cares for you and Dick looks like his own sons?
I wish I could believe that, but come on, they're finishing decorating the Christmas tree.
She was the only one I ever truly loved. Spirit, show me no more. I don't want to see the end of this.
And what did become of Isabella? Look, Scrooge, your happiness is undone.
It matters little. To you, very little. Another idol has displaced me. And if it can cheer and comfort you in times to come, as I would have tried to do, I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
This is the even-handed dealing of the world, and there's nothing on which is so hard as poverty, and there's nothing that professes to condemn with such severity as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much. All of your hopes have merged beyond hope of being beyond sort of reproach. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion gain engrosses you, have I not?
In what? Even if I have grown much wiser than it, I'm not changed towards you, am I?
Our contract is an old one. When it was made, we were both poor and content to be so. Until in good season we could improve our worldly fortune by our patient industry. When it was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
Your own feelings tell you you are not what you were. I am, which promised happiness when we were both one in heart, is fraught with misery now that we are two. And how often and how keenly I have thought of it. And I can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in another atmosphere of life, of its hope till its great end, of everything that makes my love of any worth or value in your sight. But if this did not go between us, would you seek me out and try to win me now? Ah, no!
You think not?
I would gladly think otherwise if I could. Heavens knows. When I
everything by gain, and by choosing her, if you were false enough to your one true guiding principle. I do, and I can release you with a full heart, for the love of the man that you once were. And you may have pain in this for a brief time, and you will dismiss the recollection of it, gladly like an unprofitable dream, well that you awoke. May you be happy in the life that you have chosen.
Do something! Go after her! Spirit, show me no more! Conduct me home! Why do you delight to torture me?
One shadow more.
Why did young Fay have to die? She was young. Too young. Oh, sweet Fan, how I loved her so. And her child. Her dear child, Fred. I wander this world praying for the soul of my lost child.
Father? Father?
Ebenezer, is that you? I can hear you. Where are you?
Father, is that you?
Oh, Ebenezer, my child. You're a lost soul.
No more. No more!
Ebenezer, I'm so sorry I was not a better father to you.
I don't wish to see it! Show me no more, Spirit!
I told you, these are shadows of the things that have been, that they are what they are. Do not blame me.
I don't want to see it! Remove me from this place!
Ebenezer, I'm so sorry I was so callous to you, sending you to the unfriendly school, to neglect the art in you, the love that you longed for. My child, my child.
Father, I needed you! Why? Why did you leave me on my own? Lost. Lost. All is lost!
Pray, Ebenezer, pray. Your soul is black and you're lost in the dark abyss. Abandonment had filled you with greed and your own selfish desires. Oh, Ebenezer, I beg you.
Remove me! I cannot bear it!
When Scrooge awoke in his chair. Scrooge awoke in his own chair, but the walls and ceiling were so hung with linen green that it looked a perfect throne. He heaped upon the floor to form a kind of throne, where turkeys, geese, game, great joints of meat, sucking pigs, long wreaths of sausages, mince pies, plum puddings, barrels of oysters, red hot chestnuts, juicy oranges, immense 12 cakes, and great bowls of punch. In easy state there stood a glorious dowager, a spirit. Oh, what a sight to see! Who bore a glowing scepter, and who raised it high to shed its light on Scrooge.
Scrooge, Scrooge, look upon me. You would know me better than man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me, look upon me. You have never seen the likes of me before.
Never.
Have you watched more of the younger members of my family born in these later years?
I don't believe I have. I can say I have not. Have you a large family, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
A tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, conduct me where you will. I was bored with the last apparition on compulsion, and I feel that I've learned a lesson which is working now. If you are to teach me, let me profit by it.
Scrooge, touch my cape. Look, Scrooge, look. Look down here. ignorance. This child is want. Beware them both in all of their degrees. But most of all, beware this child. For I can see what is written on his brow, which is doom. Unless the right be embraced, slander it, deny those who tell it ye, admit it for your master's purpose, and make it worse, and bide by the end.
Have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Good morning. Very Merry Christmas to you.
These people, what are they doing here?
The poor find it cheaper to bring their dinners to be cooked at the church's baker. The choir entertains them so the atmosphere stays light. Too often these poor people fight amongst themselves because of their poverty.
Hey, watch who you're stepping on. Watch who I'm stepping on. I like that one. I would not. Kid, let's make up. Fine, so I won't touch your hand, I wouldn't. Hey, you're not such a bad soul after all. Thank you, and very Merry Christmas. And a very Merry Christmas to you.
What is it that you sprinkle from your horn that makes these people stop quarreling?
It is a spirit, 5 times distilled, is the spirit of Christmas cheer, of love, of all that is good, of all that makes this time of year different from any other time of year.
Is there a particular flavor in what you sprinkle?
An excellent flavor.
Would it apply to any sort of dinner?
To poor ones most,
And why to the poor one most?
because it needs it most.
Hey, watch where you're going, you big clumsy ox you are!
Now shove those words right there in your throat! Stop your shoving! Stop your shoving! I'll send her out! Here we are being a couple. Here we are being
Like a couple.
a Christmas carol for our good sake.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing Lord of thanks, and the mountains hear it glad, echoing their joyous strains. In excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see Christ whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee Christ the Lord, the newborn King.
That's it. Come.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold Him, born the King of Angels. Oh, come let us adore Him. Oh, come let us adore Him. Oh, come let us adore Him, Christ the Lord.
What a nice to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Thank you, Josephine. How's that ridiculous old uncle of yours?
Uncle Scrooge's fine.
Fine. He reminds me of my grammar school teacher, whom they use a ruler to smack my hands every time I would try to pull on Bess's pigtails.
Oh, Tom.
It's true, Bess. You know it is.
I think that's enough about Fred's uncle. And a Merry Christmas to you.
Bob, I see you're attending to the service this morning.
Oh, I wouldn't have let him miss it. He enjoys being out. He has to stay in so much.
Oh, Tim, it is so good to see you. There's no better place to be than church.
Thank you, ma'am.
And God, the same to you. It's so good to see you, and especially Tim.
Thank you, Olive. My time with Tiny Tim is so precious.
Well, Merry Christmas. The season's greeting to your wife.
Thank you, Aaron. May your day be as special as the first Christmas.
Bob, a Merry Christmas to you. This is my wife, Bess. This is Mr. Cratchit and his son, Tim.
Hello, how do you do?
Now, Tim, no secrets. What were you saying?
I I said, sir, I said she was very pretty.
Tim.
Thank you kindly, Tim.
Don't you agree with the Bob?
Oh yes, she is very pretty.
Father. Thank you very much, Mr. Cratchit.
Good morning.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
If the shadows remain unaltered, the child will die.
No, no! Surely he will be spared.
With an hand of care the money divine, who could tell? The Bob Cratchit has no money. If the shadows remain unchanged, then next Christmas we'll not find Tiny Tim here. But what of if he'd like to die? He'd better do it and decrease the surplus population. Come.
Who do we see here?
See that girl, Scrooge? That is Martha Cratchit, Bob Cratchit's daughter. She works here from day to night. Do you know what a sweatshop is, Scrooge? It's a place where young people and children are worked mercilessly. So in finery for the rich. Those individuals you hold so worthy of your attention. Pay attention, Scrooge.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm so tired. I can hardly keep my eyes open.
I know, Martha. My back has such pains. I don't know if I can go on.
Jimmy, I just want to finish this up and clean up and go. Tomorrow's Christmas. At least I can spend it with my family.
Yes, Papa said bye next week and have some roast beef. And I can't wait to have my mother's custard pie.
I hope my mother's able to make her fig pudding. It's my favorite. Well, I'm finally finished with this last piece. So I'll have to come back in the morning to clean up the shop. But look, it's already past midnight.
Yes, it is. It's Christmas. Look, in the streets, it's St. Peter's. They're performing the Light Nativity. Isn't it just beautiful?
invisible, straight to Scrooge's place. And on the threshold of the door, the spirit smiled and stopped to bless Bob Cratchit's bones with the sprinklings of her torch. Then up rose Mrs. Cratchit, Cratchit's wife, and laid the cloth. Belinda Cratchit and Master Peter Cratchit came tearing in, screaming outside the baker's they had smelt the goose and anointed for their own, basking in luxurious thoughts of sage and onion.
Mother, the goose, we smelt it.
Outside the baker's.
Oh my, didn't
We knew it was ours.
How'd you go? What has gone into your father, and Tim, and Martha was late by half an hour last Christmas.
Hello, Mother.
Here she is,
Mother.
We have a goose this Christmas.
Bless your heart. I thought you weren't coming.
Well, we had a bit of sewing to finish up last night, and this morning we had to clean up the shop.
So long as you're here. Oh, Jonathan, you're so cold. Sit down and have a warm.
Well, it's done with us.
Hi.
Right over here.
Here we are. Here we are. Where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming. Not coming on Christmas Day.
Here she is.
Ah, there you are, my sweet Martha.
Wasn't a good service, Bob.
Beautiful, that's what it was. Oh, I wish you were there.
So long as you and Tim were there, I feel it was all good.
Here, I'll take that gravy. What for?
Thank you, dear. Belinda, just went up to Alcatraz. Peter, please take the chair. I'll take my last look at the table.
Oh, what a Christmas. There never was such a Christmas here. Oh, is it sweet enough?
Well, it's still a wee bit sour.
Ah, so?
You still working hard, Father? How is old Scrooge?
Same as ever.
What's the matter?
Not a thing, not a single blasted thing.
There's something at the office.
No! Why, it was just yesterday that Scrooge came up to me and shook my hand. Cratchit, my lad. He called me my lad. You were one in 1,000, you.
Father, something's wrong. What is it?
Oh, I've been sacked, Martha.
Father, when was it?
Last night.
And you haven't told Mother.
No. Bad luck. I'm sorry I told you. I shouldn't have, but I thought it might make me feel better.
Bob!
Oh, cheer up. Here we are. No, I don't think that there is anyone who could touch my punch.
Nor do I. Peter, you come to the baker's now.
We get the goose.
Now, family, come with my punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the whole family.
To Mr. Scrooge and the bounty he brings our family.
Yes, dear.
Spirit, take me from this place. I was happy, but now I feel ashamed.
We are not finished here, Scrooge.
Mother, we saw such wonderful things for Christmas. Oh, I wish. I never did.
Don't you
I wish to see no more.
We have one more call to make.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to what I all know you look forward to, when we drink to the good health and long life of my Uncle Scrooge.
It sounds as though he knows I'm here.
Of course he doesn't. He can't see you.
Fred, I've visited you every Christmas for the last 5 years, and I still don't understand this ritual of toasting to your uncle, the most miserable old skinflint to have ever walked this earth.
Who is he?
Just a friend.
My dear Tom, it is true he is the most despicable old miser, more than you can possibly imagine.
You find this amusing?
Believe it or not, he likes you.
I look at it this way. If I can wish a Merry Christmas to him, who's the most obnoxious of all living creatures, then I know in my heart I am a true man of goodwill.
Wait, there's more to come.
Besides, I like my dear old uncle, really I do. I can't help but feel that somewhere hidden inside the old carcass of his, there's a different person fighting to get out.
Be careful, Fred. It might be worse than the one we know.
God forbid, Tom. Anyway, that's why I asked you to come here every Christmas. In the forlorn hope that one day you might pick up enough goodwill to raise this poor clerk's wages 5 shillings a week.
Yeah!
Lord knows it's high time he did.
He's sure free with other people's money.
All right, Fred, that's enough. I refuse to have Christmas haunted by your uncle. Now we have a treat for you.
As for you, my nephew, if you were still in my will, I would disinherit you.
Scrooge, come over here. You need some more of this.
Raise my close acquaintance.
Our beloved guests, we are pleased to have the St. Peter's Choir as our guest tonight. Ready now? Everyone sing along with us.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don ye now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Join the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, la 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 la. Sing the joyous all together, la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, la 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 la.
Goodbye. 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 Oh, what Christmases we used to have in those days. Oh, your wife reminds me of another. You standing beside me. Happiness is whatever you make it. Oh, Belle, I miss you so. I still love you. Do you know that?
Yes, Scrooge. I brought you home.
You're not going, are you?
My time upon this planet is very brief. I must leave you now.
But we still have so much to talk of, haven't we?
There's never enough time to
afraid so, Frederick. Read on.
Suddenly, Scrooge was in an open place. The bell struck. Scrooge looked about him for the ghost and saw it no more. As the last stroke ceased to vibrate, he beheld a sullen phantom, draped and hooded, coming like a mist along the ground towards him.
You are the spirit of Christmas yet to come. You were to show me things that have not happened but will happen in the future. I know you are here to do me good. And as I hope to be another man from what I was, I'm willing to accompany you. Won't you speak? Then lead on, and I will follow gladly.
I don't know much about it either way. I only know he is dead.
Where did he die?
Last night, I believe. What was the matter with him?
Who knows? Who cares?
What has he done with his money? I haven't heard. He hasn't left it to me, but that's all I know. It's liable to be a very cheap funeral indeed. On my life, I can't think of anybody to go to. Suppose we form a party and go to?
Okay. I'll go if anybody else does. Besides, come to think of it, I'm not sure if it was his best friend. We stop him, speak, and saw each other in the street. Goodbye.
Yes, goodbye.
Is death always like this? Is it never followed by sorrow or weeping?
It must be getting near the father's time. Has been, Elder. But he's walked home slower these past few weeks. I have looked into all the kind of turn upon his shoulders very fast indeed.
So did I. Often.
But he was very light to carry. And his father left him so. He was no children. What's your father now?
There you are, my Nicholas.
Good father. Sit down.
I saw Scrooge's nephew today. I did. He's such a swell fellow. He noticed that I looked a trifle down, just a trifle down. He asked me what was wrong. I told him about Tim. He's such a good fellow that I didn't mind telling him about Tim. I'm hardly sorry for Bob, told me. And I'm hardly sorry for your good wife. And how you even knew, I don't know. That you were a good wife.
Mom.
It really seemed that he knew what Tim felt with us.
I'm sure he's a good boy, Mom.
He is. He is. And when we all remember how gentle and patient Tim was, we shall not quarrel amongst each other and forget Tim.
Good father. Well.
My Tim. My poor tiny Tim. How I miss you so. Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth.
Poor Tiny Tim. Poor Tiny Tim. Everyone who knew him must feel sorrow. Sorrow they could never feel for me. Spirit, tell me the name of the man those gentlemen spoke of. Tell me, are these the shadows of things that will be or may be? Man's lives lead to certain ends. But if those lives be changed, will those ends be changed? Tell me, is that true? Then I am the man those gentlemen spoke of. No, no! Why show me if I am past all hope? I will change my way of living. I will try to keep Christmas all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three will live in my heart all the year, and I will never forget the lessons that they teach. Tell me this will change my future. Tell me this is not my end. Please. Please.
It's also dark, Charles. That is the way I feel, facing these charges of debt and back payments.
Let it go, Frederick. I believe God gives us challenges to help us out, but if we love Him, then everything will work out to our good.
Mr. Dickens, this letter has been delivered. I thought you might like it.
Thank you, Josephine. It's the publishers, Frederick. They're going to have my book published. They sent a check for the royalties advance. We're safe, Frederick. We're safe. Glory be to God! There's just one thing I ask of you. Forget Father, then I'll be more than happy to pay off your debts.
Father is already forgiven. Now come, brother, finish your story and let all the glory of Christmas give us the end.
Hello there. I am Mr. Scrooge. What is today?
Hey?
What is today, my fine fellow?
Oh, sir, I don't know. Father, do you know what day it is?
Why, it's Christmas Day, son. Remember we're on the way to get the goose from the baker.
Today? Why, Mr. Scrooge, it's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day? Why, you made this the happiest day.
Whoa!
You remind me of someone I used to know.
Yes, Ebenezer, I know. I wanted to see how you turned out. Don't you have something to ask my son?
Yes. Young man, do you know the cultures the next street over at the corner?
I should hope I do.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. You must be proud of your boy.
I am, Ebenezer. I am.
Do you know if they sold the price turkey? Not the little one, the big one.
It's hanging there now.
We'll go and buy it.
But what's this?
I'm in earnest. And be back in less than 5 minutes and I'll give you half the crown.
Whoosh!
My dear sirs, how do you do? And a very Merry Christmas.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that is my name. It may not be pleasant to you, but may I beg your pardon? And I hope that you have the generosity to take it.
Bless us, Mr. Scrooge. Are you in earnest?
If you please, and not a cent less. There are a great many back to you, and I hope that you will do me the honor.
My dear Mr. Scrooge, we don't know what to say. Such generosity.
Don't say anything. Just come and see me. Will you come and see me?
Yes,
Mr. Scrooge, we
will. Bless you.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Fred!
Who is this?
Spike's your Uncle Scrooge.
Fred, who is this fellow? He cannot be your uncle. He would never have a smile like that. He said that.
That Christmas was a humbug, and people that celebrated it were fools.
Yes! Yes!
It was stupid of him. He won't say it again, Mark. And this is Dex. I'm very happy to have you in my family, and I hope you can accept me.
Yes, Uncle Ebenezer, yes.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a
Merry Christmas. Here, give this to your wife. Where is Tiny Tim?
Well, he's outside with the others.
Well, go and get him. Bring him here. Bring them all here.
I shall. It's our Scrooge. He's gone crazy, quite mad, lost his buttons.
Don't be stupid, Bob.
Look, he gave us this, and there's more besides.
Giving it to us? Well, then he has gone mad. What shall we do?
Bob Cratchit,
Yes, sir?
I'm going to raise your salary. And after I make my nephew my partner, we'll have a job for Peter, who's a bit older. Everything for everyone. Mrs. Cratchit, the piggy pudding.
Now bring us some piggy pudding, now bring us some piggy pudding, now bring us some piggy pudding, and bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a happy new year.
Now, I'm a little rusty at this. I've never done it before, but may I try? To all of us everywhere, a very Merry Christmas, my dears.
God bless us, everyone.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Scrooge was better than his word. he did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He had no further interactions with spirits, and it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas love, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. May that be said of us, and all of us.
Join us as we sing Auld Lang Syne.